Yes, I have lots of tips for this and lots of advice. Be a part of your rating process. What does that mean? Make sure you have been documenting the things that you have done during your rating period, whether that be in an email file, you're just like emailing comments to yourself, you're putting on a Word document, you're writing it down in the Notes app on your phone. You need to be aware of what you've done, because all too often, and I know you guys have seen it, and I know that most of you have actually experienced it, but all too often you get a rater that does not know you. Someone who's necessarily been your rater for like maybe 3 months of the time that you've been an NCO, which again is also not by the regulation to do that, but it happens more often than not. When that period comes up, know who your rater and your senior rater will be, and then email your comments and the things that you have done to them. Or, per regulation, fill out the support form on EES. Does everybody do that? Of course they don't. So the next best thing is to keep track of what you've done. This means both military and civilian. If you volunteer for a board, if you graduated with honors, if you volunteer your time to help homeless animal shelters, I don't know. But make sure you have that stuff written out. Do they have to use what you sent them? No, they don't. They do not have to. However, most raters will, because it is much easier to write an NCOER when you have comments to support that soldier's ability and skill set than if you had to make something up. We shouldn't make things up. I know that, but it does happen. There are so many soldiers that kind of get hosed for their NCOERs because their leadership is not paying attention, but it's also on the soldier. I would argue it's more on the soldier than the leader. You are the only one that cares about your career as much as you. And if you don't care about it, you can't expect them to. Okay, I think that's it for this one. What do you want to know next?